Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Piotr, and I'm going to be your host in today's webinar. Thank you for turning up. So many people are attending this webinar. It's really a big joy for us to see so many of you attending this event. So let's start with the question. How to surround ourselves with English, and why. Thing is that we all live hectic lives. We work, we raise children, we study, and we look after our homes, and it's very difficult actually to find some time to do something about our English. And in my opinion, it's the self-study, it's the work that you do on your own, on your language, that is extremely valuable for you as a learner. So the question is how to surround yourself with English. What are the ways? And actually, there are so many possibilities, because you can work on your language when you're on the tram, on your way to work, in your car when you're stuck in a traffic jam. Many people have smartphones and tablets. There's so many possibilities there. Also at work, during lunch breaks, we can do something to do a little bit of English here and there. And of course, at our homes, we can use all the resources of the internet that are possible. So this is what we're going to do today, and because it's the festive season, Christmas is coming. I just thought of a nice little metaphor which we will use to give you all those tips. The metaphor is Christmas stocking, right? In Britain, we get presents which are hidden in Christmas stockings, and we're going to use this metaphor of Christmas stockings and of presents to talk about all these little tips that I'm going to give you. But actually, those 10 gifts, those 10 presents that are hidden in those Christmas stockings, you can give them to yourselves. Actually, isn't that cool? You'll get 10 presents today. So let's find out what's hidden in the first stocking. The first stocking is the online radio. I think it's one of the best ways of surrounding yourself with English, because you can listen to the online radio, somewhere in the background when you're on your way to work, for example. And I've got a little question to you now. What kind of English radio stations do you listen to? I bet many of you do that, and we're just curious. What are your favorite English radio stations? Well, we're looking forward to your answers. You can use the chat, and let's see what your answers are. Okay. Okay, BBC 5, excellent. Capital London, up to now. Is that a name of a show? Up to now, it's a question to Tomasz, or maybe it's just a radio station. BBC 5. So many people listen to BBC 5, and some people have questions how to listen to the English radio. So I think I've got an answer for you. Let's go back to the presentation. Well, first of all, I just want to share with you my favorite English radio station. It's BBC Radio Sheffield. Why is it so cool? Well, mainly because it's all in local accent. The presenters, the DJs, they don't use the standard English that is spoken by politicians, by the Queen, but they all have those nice, cute accents from Sheffield. So that's one good reason to listen to this particular radio station. Of course, there are other radio stations which are local. Another reason is that they've got a very nice radio. They've got a very nice morning program, and it's actually a phone-in, so people can call and talk to the presenters. So it's very interactive. And I usually listen to this radio station when I'm on my way to work in the morning. And the application that I use on my Android device is called TuneIn Radio. You've got the name of it on the slide. I think it's also available for all the Apple users. And by the way, we will be giving you lots of tips today. Don't worry, you don't have to, write everything down while listening to me. You'll get all the links, all the names, all the tips in a handout. So you can just, sit back and enjoy the webinar. But actually, there is something more that I wanted to tell you. You can listen to English radio stations on your smartphones if you install an application, but actually you can also listen to radio on your computer, which is connected to the internet. It's very easy. You just visit the you just Google BBC Sheffield, for example. You open the first link, and there it is. You can just enjoy it in a couple of seconds. This is my favorite presenter, Roni Robinson. He's the morning presenter, and I think I will be able to give you a little sample of his program in a moment. But first, I just wanted to share with you just another technical tip, because I sometimes listen to this radio station when I'm in my car, on my way to work or to somewhere to my classes, and it's actually very simple to listen to the English radio here in Poland when you're in your car, because all you need is your smartphone connected to the internet and this little radio transmitter, which you plug into your cigarette lighter socket. You need this mini jack cable, which you plug to the transmitter and to your smartphone, and there it is. So, if you could just wait 2 or 3 seconds, we'll try to give you a nice sample of what it feels like to listen to this radio station. Just hang on a second, there will be a short pause.
Webinars made easy.
I think it didn't work. Hello again, because I had to unplug my headphones, and I can see that you also didn't hear it. Could you just tell me very quickly if you heard something or not just a while ago? because I could have one more try. You didn't. Okay, just give me 5 more seconds. I'll
To webinars made easy.
Laying down some ground rules, and that was one of them. Which was? No faggots. To the point. But you just alluded to that person. He.
Welcome to GoToWebinar, webinars made easy.
Right, I think I'm back now, and thank you for your feedback. I think some of you were able to hear this nice local English language. All right, so it's time for gift number 2. You're probably thinking, what's inside the stocking? Well, inside the stocking, you've got online newspapers. Now, online newspapers, there are so many of them. So my question to you is, what English online newspapers do you usually read? I bet that some of you do. So let's just, share some ideas. And we're waiting for your suggestions. Do you have any favorite English newspapers that you read online? You're probably thinking about it because I can't see any suggestions. New York Times, thank you, Piotr. honline.co.uk, Morning Star from Elżbieta, and Newsweek, of course. So I think I'm going to answer some more ideas. Daily Mail, Time. Thank you very much for your suggestions. I'm going to share with you my favorite titles. These are The Guardian, of course BBC World News, but also New Scientist and CNN. A great thing about all these websites, all these magazines and newspapers is that they're all available on our smartphones. This is what the Guardian app looks like, for example. It's very easy to read. It's very user friendly, over your morning coffee, reading some English news is sheer pleasure, really. In a similar way, you can enjoy some content from BBC World Service. This is a tablet edition, but the smartphone edition I think looks pretty much the same. Okay, and there's one more thing. There's one more website that I very often recommend to my students. It's thenews.pl. Why is it so cool? It's a website about Poland, about current news happening in Poland, but it's all in English. And as you can see, it's run by the Polish radio. I think I can give you a sneak preview of yesterday's edition, for example. So it's all in English, and my students, they find it very useful in a particular situation. Some of them have to meet foreign visitors who come, on a short visit, and they go, for lunch. And they have to talk about something that is happening in Poland. So I tell them, listen, you can just log on to this, to this website. You can read about what's happening in Poland in English, and you'll be armed with all the ideas and all the phrases and vocabulary to talk about, because that's a very often problem. We start talking about Poland, about what's happening in culture, in sports, or in business, and we are lost for words. All the words are in here. And another good thing about it is that the articles, they are pretty short. and written in a fairly easy language. So you shouldn't have any problems understanding them. You don't have to memorize the articles, of course, but it's just nice to read something. Also, instead of reading stuff from TVN24 or Gazeta.pl, this could be your routine, right? You could stop reading Polish news portals and start reading this one, for example. That could be a nice idea. All right, time for stocking number 3. And you're probably thinking, what's inside this one? Let's see. It's Twitter. Right. Twitter, I think, is becoming more and more popular in Poland, especially among politicians. But Twitter can be a great tool to learn English. And I've got a question to you. Have you been following any Twitter accounts? Do you use Twitter on your smartphone, or maybe on your computer? Have you ever started following someone and got hooked, or maybe you just dropped out after a couple of weeks? Okay, I can see some people writing their comments. You're saying you haven't used Twitter at all. Some people are thinking they're thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think you should, Tomasz. Tomasz asked me if I think he should start using Twitter. Yes, just as I thought, it's not extremely popular, Twitter. Facebook as a social, kind of portal is much more popular in Poland. But I'm going to give you at least one good reason why you could start using Twitter. Actually, I've got only one account that I follow. By the way, it's very difficult to actually find something worthy following on Twitter. So here's my tip: create a Twitter account and start following this account. It's called Real Time World War II, and this service, this account, I think it was started 3 years ago. There was this guy, Oxford graduate from the Department of History, so a history student, got this idea. He started tweeting news about the Second World War on the 1st of September. And his idea is to give people daily updates of what's happening on battlefronts of the Second World War throughout 5 years. Actually, now we're in 1941, and what we can read 2 days ago. That was on the 7th. On the 7th of December, when I took this picture, I opened my Twitter account and I discovered this: Japanese trying to sink USS Nevada. So it's Pearl Harbor, right? So very often there are some pictures and this daily update. It's really cool because you have this feeling, of taking part in all the events. Of course, they are historical events, but sometimes it feels like it's all happening now. On the 5th of December, you could read about German soldiers who are freezing to death. Wehrmacht paralyzed. Temperature has plunged to -45. Now look at this word, has plunged. Maybe you don't know what plunged means, but you can easily guess from the context. It means to drop to -45. But the word plunged is used in so many contexts. For example, during business presentations, our share price plunged to $5, or something like this. So this is so cool because you get free daily updates and free daily portions of English directly on your smartphone. And a very nice touch about this account is that it's not all about war, not all about soldiers, also about civilians, about what life was like. We've got a very nice example in here from the 26th of October. This year, UK has had no ice cream or lollipops. Children were offered delicious iced carrots instead. Isn't that sweet? All right, so that's Twitter. And it's time for stocking number 4. What's inside it? Let's see. Ah, yummy. This is going to be very nice. Cooking in English. Is it possible to cook in English? Of course it is. I've got a different question to you now. Let's see. Who is your favorite English-speaking celebrity chef? You know, a chef is like a cook, you know, someone who cooks on television. I've got a couple of suggestions for you. It could be Nigel Lawson, Gordon Ramsay, maybe Rick Stein, maybe Jamie Oliver. Could you write in your little chat box who's your favorite celebrity chef? Or maybe you know some other English-speaking celebrity chefs. And let's count. 2 people for Jamie Oliver. 1 for Gordon Ramsay. We've got Nigella. Nigella is really popular, I guess, especially among men, as I can see. Yes, she's a very attractive cook. And Gordon Ramsay, yes, he especially his language is very interesting. He likes swearing a lot, also on his programs. Yes, so you know these people. I think they all cooperate with the BBC, and talking about cooking in English, this is really cool because there's this website, BBC Food Recipes, and what it does is actually it searches recipes which are created by these favorite chefs, but not only. All BBC food programs are there. So it's practically a gigantic search engine. And the way it works is this. A couple of days ago, I went to my kitchen. My son was starving, and my wife was at work, and I had to cook something. So I opened my fridge, and I discovered that I've got some frozen chicken breast and some frozen peas and some curry in my kitchen, some curry powder. So I just punched it into this little search engine, and this is what I got in return. I don't know, 50, 60 recipes in which all these ingredients can be used. So I clicked the first one by Brian Turner from Ready Steady Cook. By the way, this is a very nice, very funny program, and if you click this, you get this very easy recipe for chicken curry. All you need is some olive oil, some onions, some chicken, some curry, of course, some other spices, and just take a look at this preparation method. It's also very easy, and you can learn a lot from it. Heat the oil in a pan, frying pan, right? Patelnia, and saute the onion for a few minutes. Sauteing is like frying, but on very little gas to soften. So many nice words. And fry chicken until it's browned all over. Very tasty. It's lunchtime. I think it's not a good idea to actually, read this until the very end, because you will all leave the webinar and head for your canteens. But I think you know what I mean. Cooking in English. That's a real test of your English, by the way. You've got the recipe, the method in English. Ask your family if you speak good English, because if you do, if you can read good English, if you can understand, then what you cook will be delicious as well. Right, cooking in English. That's a very nice idea, isn't it? Halfway through the 5th stocking. Let's see what Santa has got for us in here. Exam preparation. Well, that's not extremely exciting thing to do, exam preparation. But I guess some of you are preparing, even currently preparing to some English exams, English language exams. Could you share with me what kind of exams you're preparing to, if you are? Because I might have something interesting for you. Let's see. Okay, bullets and bullets. Very nice to hear that, because we are a bullets center, and bullets is a very nice business English exam. Very practical. I can see some FCEs and CAEs. Well, this is also a Cambridge English exams. Very nice. So, those of you who are preparing to FCEs and to CAEs will probably enjoy this website. It's called Flojo. Strange name, but a great website. It's great for a number of reasons. First of all, it's got high quality online practice exercises for FCE, for CPE, and for CAE, and also for IELTS, as you can see. That's one thing. Second great thing about it is that it's all free. It's hard to believe, but it is. And don't worry, you won't be spammed with some advertisements. They're not asking anything in return. You just log in and you've got access to a lot of very good resources. Let's see what they've got. For example, if you click on the FCE practice, you get all the nice interactive exercises. These are for synonyms, for example. You get instant feedback. You can print this. You can print this out, and it's all available within a few clicks. And that's just one more example, an FC collocations exercise. So those of you preparing some exams, but also those of you who are who just want to practice some English, Flojo is a very good and very user-friendly place to go. Right, stocking number 6. Let's see what's in it. Stocking number 6. Right. This looks interesting, doesn't it? Imagine you're in your bathroom, enjoying your bath with a glass of wine, and you're thinking, what could I do? I could read a book, but I don't have a book because it's very easy to destroy it when you're having a bath. But you discover some English written on your label of a shampoo. Have a look at this one. It's you grab it in your hands and you start surrounding yourself with some English. You start reading, product description. Healing anti-dandruff shampoo contains blah, 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 blah. And then it gets even more interesting because there are some nice verbs and some nice language, some nice adverbs. For example, you could be interested in such words, dandruff, lather, and rinse, and thoroughly. Do you know what some of them mean? Who knows what dandruff is? Could you write it in your chat? Yes, very good. It's the good old Łupież. Right, very nice. It's an anti-dandruff shampoo. Any ideas what rinsing could be? Rinsing. Rinse your hair. Spłukać, very nice. I can see some of you have been reading cosmetic labels. Very nice. Sometimes it's all written in 2 languages, so you can carry out some comparative language study. And believe me, it's also very valuable. Because we just remember words that we learn in this way, and sometimes we just make new words more memorable. I remember last week in my classes I taught this word thoroughly to my students. if they just grabbed their little, shampoo bottle and they read it, probably they would remember it even better. Just another example, we don't have to use cosmetics to surround ourselves with English only. This comes from my son's clothes that I bought a couple of weeks ago, actually here in Poland. So you don't have to travel to the UK to actually get some nice clothes tags with some English written on them. Long-sleeved, insulation, very nice, very useful words, very practical ones. So maybe this is not directly connected to gadgets, new technology, but English is all around us, and we just need to find some motivation to find it. Okay, so let's move on to the next stocking. It's stocking number 7. And well, this one is something really interesting, because I don't know if you know, but we've been running a blog, and last year it was awarded as the second best blog in Macmillan competition for the best English, for the best blog which helps English learners to practice and to develop their language. And it's very interactive, because twice a week there's an update, there's a new topic, and there's usually a video which goes with some nice glossary, so you've got keywords explained, but it also goes with some exercises for comprehension, for understanding. So you're invited to watch such a video again, and there's a lot of language practice. And because it's regularly updated, we've got a bank of subjects currently. It's a few clicks away. You can just visit our website, you click on the blog, and you just sign in, and there it is. Okay, stocking number 8. What's inside it? Gadgets and gizmos. This is a big subject. Actually, gadgets and gizmos, and we mentioned smartphones before. But there's one really simple thing that you can do with your cell phone. It doesn't have to be a smartphone, really, or with your tablet, or with any device that is electronic, that can help you surround yourself with English. It's changing the language option into English. And now we'll have a question to you, but it's not going to be a traditional chat box question. You will see an interactive question on your screens in a moment. Okay, you can probably see it now. The question goes like this: have you ever changed the language of your mobile phone or tablet or any other device into English? Could you please select yes or no? And let's see what your experiences have been. Okay, you're still giving your answers. There is 68% for yes and 31% for no, but it's still changing. It's still changing, and we are closing the poll in 10 seconds. And okay, we'll wait for a couple of more for a couple of more answers from you. Okay, I think we can stop right now, and let's share the results. Okay, well, this is great. So many of you have actually changed the language options into English. Well, that's the first step you should take, actually, to start surrounding yourself with English. And it's a bit like living in or working in an English-speaking environment, right? You start with your smartphone, and then go some other things. Maybe you even start thinking in English as well. Right. So I just need to close this. I'm asking my assistant now if I should close this, and you'll be able to see the presentation. I think it's all done. Right. So thanks for that. That was very interactive and exciting for me as well. And we're almost there. Gift number 9 was inside the stocking. Something pretty much connected to the stuff we talked about just a while ago, because it's connected with the things that we can do when we're outside. In English, we say when we're out and about, on the streets. It's pretty much the same idea, If we can change the language options in our smartphone, we can also do a little bit of extra effort and buy a ticket in a ticket vending machine in English, right? Maybe it's gonna take us 10 more seconds, but isn't this a bit like buying a ticket in London, because you would also have to read stuff in English, or you could use your cash point and change the language options in English, but be careful here because this is your money there, so make sure you double check what you press and what amounts you choose. But it's definitely one more way of surrounding yourself with English. And finally, it's the last present. So sad, but come on, you've just earned 10 presents. So what's in this one? Watching and learning. Now, I know that probably 90% of you have been watching some stuff like TV shows, which are very, very popular now in Poland, all over the world. My question to you is this. Which English language TV shows have you been following? Which are your favorite, maybe? I've got a couple of suggestions. 'Cause these are my favorite shows. Dexter, Mad Men, Boardwalk Empire, House of Cards, Game of Thrones. Well, there are dozens of other titles. Please share with me your favorite title, okay? And if you do, I've got a little present for you in return. Friends, of course. Yeah, it's an all-time classic. Walking Dead, Supernatural, about the two brothers who hunt ghosts. Very nice, this one. Breaking Bad, Mad Men. Some people are watching Homeland, Major City. I haven't heard about this one. Hello. One more classic. This time comedy. Dexter, Dr. House. 6 Feet Under, of course. Very good one as well. Stargate, Dr. House. Now, so many of you are familiar with these titles. So maybe you know this little trick. But I'm gonna talk about it still. The thing is that most of us, watch these shows with Polish subtitles, and it's so easy to actually do some language practice and start watching these shows in English. All you need to do is download a freeware software which is called Napi Project. It's practically a kind of a downloader, a subtitle downloader, which many of you have been probably using. But I don't know if you know that if you use Napi Project, you can go to Options, and you can choose English as the language of the subtitles that you're going to download. And if you do this, and if you then search for the film you want the subtitles to go with, it's just a few clicks away from watching your favorite TV show with the English subtitles. So it's just so easy, and it costs you nothing because it's all free, and you can just enjoy, relax, and surround yourself with some English. Isn't that cool? So I think it's time to wrap up. These were 10 presents that you have just received from Father Christmas. Actually, gifts or ideas that you can give to yourselves. So think about it. And let's see what these presents have been. Okay, the first one was the online radio. You probably remember my favorite, BBC Radio Sheffield. Don't forget about the radio transmitter if you want to listen to the radio in your car. The second one was just reading online newspapers on your smartphones. There are many possibilities there. Twitter. It isn't very popular with you, I know, but give it a try. Give it a try. Start with real-time World War II. Costs you nothing, and you get a daily update of nice English. Plus, all those of you who are interested in history will enjoy it as well. Cook in English with your favorite celebrity chefs. So many fans of Nigella and Jamie Oliver. Go to the BBC Radio, to BBC Recipes search engine and start cooking. Exam practice, those of you who are interested, you've just discovered a new way of doing some practice online. And then we talked about reading the labels in your bathrooms, maybe, who knows. Some nice English is waiting for you, even in your bathroom, sometimes in your kitchen as well. Read our blog, because it's updated regularly, and you've got a free online practice there. It costs you nothing, and it's very good. Smartphones, 70% of you have already done it. Now I'm talking to the 30% of you. Why don't you try just for a day, and maybe you'll like it. Just, search where the options are and change the language. Could be a good idea. And also when you're out and about, try to use all the services in English, like ATMs, ticket vending machines, anything else. And finally, for those of you who like TV shows, why don't you just stop using the Polish subtitles and switch to the English ones? All right? Okay, this is how you can surround yourselves with English. And sadly, well, that's more or less the end of my little presentation, but I'm looking for some of your ideas. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you have some other ideas that I haven't mentioned. Your favorite ways of surrounding yourselves with English. We'll be waiting for them. Right. Podcasts. This one comes from Patricia. Patricia, thank you very, very much. Podcasts are great. If you remember the website I mentioned, the news.pl, there are a lot of podcasts in English about Poland there as well, so you might like this one. Elżbieta mentions reading books, of course. Well, that's the traditional approach. But how about reading books on your Kindle? Amazon Kindle. It's so great because it's got an inbuilt dictionary, so you can read and check the words if you don't know them, instantly. Talking with your English friends, of course. I think this is the best way. This is the best way to actually surround yourselves with English, but sometimes difficult to put into practice. But definitely surrounding yourself with native speakers works best. Joanna is mentioning just translating English songs, the ones that you like, of course, and singing along is one of the best ways of practicing English. People are mentioning Kindle. Thank you, Teresa. Writing emails, letters in English, of course. Thank you, Anna. And just meeting people on Skype, on Google Hangouts, of course. Guys, this was a extremely pleasurable experience for me, being your host today. I hope I hope you will enjoy some of these little, tips and tricks. You'll get a nice summary of everything we have seen in an email from us. There'll be a nice PDF, and I think I'll just say goodbye, and I'll ask my colleague Anya to talk to you and to give you the latest update about what's coming up in our webinars. So thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for all your support today and for your effort and for your comments. And see you next time.